Hey, welcome back everybody. Thank you so much as always for joining me on the channel. So I have some really cool news that I want to share with you guys, and that is I made a large addition to the channel. Now, I want to say first that I have not made any money on YouTube. I'm really purely doing this out of the enjoyment for it. I have put some money into the channel, not a whole lot. I don't really consider the cars. I probably upgraded the Audi a little bit quicker because I was enjoying making videos, and so I went ahead and purchased this probably earlier than I would have. But I don't really consider that a cost for the channel, but I certainly have some other costs, and I bought some equipment, but I've been using primarily my iPhone X, and that's what you're actually watching right now. And with my iPhone X, I've been able to make some great content. It's a very good and capable camera, especially for being my phone, and so I get to use it kind of as a dual purpose. But for the most part, I'm finding I'm hitting the limitations of what it can be used for, and also getting actually the videos off of the iPhone is getting more difficult as time goes on. If I film for a day, but I also get other personal video and pictures, I have to like choose and pick. It's a lot harder as time goes on, especially if I do a very like a multi-day or like a weekend trip. It gets a lot more difficult. So I've been looking at upgrading. I actually do have the GoPro. I should add my action camera. I have a GoPro 5 Hero Black that I use for some of my rolling shots, and it does a great job. But my main camera, being my iPhone X, is something I've been looking at upgrading for a while. And I just did, and what I upgraded it to is the Canon 80D. Now, this was not an easy choice to make, and I'm very, very happy with it, but at the same time, it hasn't been the easiest choice to make. There were a lot of good candidates out there. I actually had the owner of Cars, Cost, and Technology, super nice guy. We talked in his comment section back and forth a little bit. Seems very, very nice. He's very knowledgeable. He recommended the mirrorless cameras, and I looked into them, and they definitely provide a lot of pros that the DSLR, this 80D, did not have. I looked at the Sony, the 6500. It's very, very comparable to this. It does have 4K, this does not, but it has a lot of other factors that I was a little bit worried about. A lot of people had overheating with it, but there were, give and takes. And what I did is I spent a lot of time researching what people's, comparison tests were, what they chose. And at the end of the day, not everybody, but I would say a good majority of people seemed to come back to this. This was a very good, quick, you could go on the go. It didn't take time to set up. It was just a point and kind of shoot, especially with the auto mode. Now you can obviously get a little bit more in depth with the customization of the different modes, but for the most part, it's a very quick camera that a lot of people seem to go back to. And really why I ended up choosing this, especially because I was worried about not having the 4K, is there was a large YouTuber, I'm not going to name who it was, but he used the Canon 70D and then he moved up to the 80D. And one of the comments he made about his 80D is he said, out of all the comments I got about negative feedback, never once was it video quality. And he was only making videos at 1080p, which is the highest resolution capable out of this camera. So this is really what I ended up choosing. So I actually have it right here. I purchased a backpack, a Low Pro. And so this is the backpack that I purchased, and it's a very good backpack. I did a lot of research. Has a lot of compartments, and especially the ability to kind of shock absorb. There's a lot of padding, a lot of padding. It's very well made. They're not super cheap. There are cheaper options, but from what I read, these really are some very good backpacks designed for DSLR. So you can put these all in different areas. So I actually have this is the kit lens. This is my 18-135. It's image stabilized, very, very good kit lens. A lot of people kind of don't like kit lenses, but it's very good. Then of course I did upgrade and buy also a Canon, the Nifty 50 is what they call this, 1.8 aperture. Very, very good for getting that nice creamy background. If you want to open up the aperture and really make the image pop, like if I'm getting a shot of the Audi and I have a beautiful background, I can use that and it will really make the Audi pop. But here it is. Here is, right here, the Canon 80D. And it's actually not near as heavy as I was thinking it would be. Now, once you add all the accessories, it starts getting a little bit heavier, but just this classic design, I will say I'm really impressed with it. And this is my first DSLR. I've never really had anything like it, so my first impressions have been very good. Just kind of being my first camera, I didn't know what to expect, and again, very, very happy. Build quality to me is very good. I will do a full in-depth review of this camera and my thoughts on it for you guys. So if any of you guys are, car guys interested in making the jump, again, the reason also I ended up choosing this, I forgot to mention, I got a heck of a deal on this. Usually these are about $1,000 for the body only. Sometimes you can find them 1,000, 1,100 with a kit lens, not this lens. Usually the 18 to 55 lens, but this I actually got just a little bit over 600 just for the body, and then I added this kit lens on, got this for a little under 300 bucks. So actually everything, I was barely over $1,000 with this higher end lens and everything. I was really happy with what I was able to come away with my pricing. This actually also has, I forgot to mention, this up here, little rocket blower. This is how you keep the dust out of the sensor. And then I have an extra battery charger in there with an extra battery. And then I actually have my Rode mic over here. This is the Rode Mic R Pro. And then I bought the little fuzzy to help block out some of the wind. I leave it over here. And again, I also have these. These are your lens covers. They help if it's really bright outside. Almost work like sunglasses. So I bought those for my 2 different lens sizes. But really, really happy overall. And I'm really hoping to use this to really push my content to the next level. I'm really excited. I've always had an interest in photography and videography, but at the same time, I've never really gotten into it. So this has been my chance to really work with that, and you guys seem to enjoy it, and I really, again, want to push my content to the next level. This hobby is just, it's addicting almost is what it is, and I'm really enjoying it. If anybody ever has any, interest in it, I really urge you to give it a try. It is an amazing, just awesome platform that YouTube provides. It just comes down to what you're willing to put into it. All this fancy gear that I'm buying, you really don't need it. You can use an iPhone, you can make some great content. I just have decided to put the money into purchasing something like this. I'm very fortunate that I have the means. Some people, you just gotta work your way up. You gotta save, and it really comes down to, whether you wanna spend the money towards making content. And I kind of decided I wanted to do that. I wanted to add that I actually also upgraded to a much nicer tripod. The tripod I've been using is being used by the iPhone right now. It's really plastic. There is some metal to it, but it's just not a nice high-end tripod. And when you start using a tripod more and more, especially with a higher end camera, you want a good one. And so I found this one. I think it's Zomi is how you pronounce it. It really is only 50 bucks, but man, it is such a good quality. You can see it actually, these legs click in so that they cannot fold back out. They're not going to go anywhere. You can hear the clicks. And then you actually have this really nice top where you can have all these different ways to move the camera. So once you get it into view, and you can even, once you kind of get it the area you want, you can use this, and then you can just adjust it about 18 inches. Gives you a little bit more play. There's just a lot of flexibility with this tripod. And again, I will put a link in the description for all the stuff that I've purchased, just so you can at least check it out and see what it is that I'm using. So as you watch my videos, again, you'll see what it is that I use to make my content. But this is the tripod I'm going to be using to hold my DSLR, my 80D in the future, and I'm really happy with it. It even has a level, which is very nice, so you know if the head is level, so whether you need to adjust it left or right, especially if you're on uneven terrain, if you need to adjust the head so that you can get it at nice, perfect level, top is perfect for that. So very, very happy with this, especially being under 50 bucks. I think this is a great value. I can feel the quality in it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish the rest of this vlog right now with the Canon 80D. So let's go ahead and switch over there right now. Alrighty, and just like that, we are over to the new Canon 80D. Now, I will say, it takes a little bit of getting used to. It definitely looks a lot different. I got this huge setup. The tripod looks so cool. It really looks like that orange, like off of McLaren. That I don't know exactly if it's Sebring orange. I'm not 100% sure. That might be the Corvette orange that I'm thinking of. But that very cool metallic orange that is on a McLaren. It looks just like that. And you have the huge Canon 80D, and I've got my Rode mic on there. But very, very happy. I'm really hoping, again, I can push the content to the next level. I just wanted to show you guys, I love sharing everything that I get for the channel with you guys, so I hope you guys enjoy it. If you have any questions at all, please drop them below. I'd be happy to answer them. And again, just very excited what I can do with this camera. I'm gonna be doing a huge montage of the Audi R8. I'm gonna take it out and I'm gonna get a bunch of cool shots. I'm gonna work on a lot of the pan shots. It'll be probably a pretty long video, just lots of pan shots, not something everybody needs to watch all the way through, but I'm gonna use it to work on so that when I go to some of these car shows and have incredible content for you guys, I can get the very best. And again, I'm just kind of honing on my skills and trying to, you know, make them better. But again, any questions, please drop them below. Any tips? Some of you guys may be very good at what you do, your craft, if it's videography or photography, let me know how I can better myself. I've been working with the manual modes on the Canon 80D. I will say that I actually made this video already and it turned out terribly. I had messed with a bunch of the settings and I accidentally left it in manual mode. Right now I'm just using just the automatic mode. Now I will say that the low light on the Canon, I've heard it isn't great. So again, the automatic should help with the ISO to brighten things up, but the color can be a little bit off if it's dim lighting. I don't have the best lighting at the moment. Being in my garage, it's not great. But I do think and I know that the content that I'm going to be able to put out is going to be that much better with the new Canon 80D. So again, just want to share that with you guys. Well, if you found this video interesting or you love the Canon 80D, hit that like button. I would really appreciate it. If you've not already subscribed, please join the family. We would love to have you. And as always, I will see you next time. Take care.